supporting diversity in data science. I'm Tonya Hall, and joining me is Gabriela de Queiroz, Senior Engineering and Data Science Manager at IBM and founder of Our Ladies and AI Inclusive. Welcome, Gabriela.
Thank you, Tonya. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Well, thank you for joining us and taking the time to explain some things to us. So, in what kinds of projects are you involved in at IBM?
So my team here at IBM, everything that we do, it's open source. So it's open source and it's free, which means that anyone can use for free. They can access the code, everything that we are doing. And we are under a center called CODE, which stands for the Center for Open Source Data and AI Technology. So our goal is to make AI accessible to anyone, regardless of their background.
Sounds good. Let's go. Another question for you. What is Our Ladies, and what prompted you to start the organization?
Yeah, so R is a programming language. It was created by statisticians. So like in the beginning, 26 years ago, it was only used by statisticians, right? So more like in academia and to do research. And these days, it is the most, with Python, it's the most used language for data analysis, right? So like if you are doing data analysis, if you are doing data modeling, if you are doing machine learning, if you are doing deep learning, you can use R. You can use Python as well, but you can use R. So that's what R is, the language R. And so Our Ladies, Our Ladies is kind of like one of the things that I'm most proud of, the community and how the community evolved. So Our Ladies was created by myself in 2012 in October. So it's going to be 7 years. When I moved from Brazil to San Francisco. And the idea behind Our Ladies was, when I got here, I was amazed about like how much resources and how much knowledge we have over here, especially in San Francisco in the Stack Hub where everything's happening all the time. And then I started going to meetups every night. And one thing that I like to share, it's like I was a student, so I didn't have a lot of money. I have a very small budget, and going to meetups for me was the best of the worlds because it was free knowledge and free food. So I would go every night to meetups, different meetups like machine learning, data science, Hadoop, data visualization. And then it got to a point where I was like, okay, now it's my time to give back to the community, right? So I've been getting all this knowledge. Now, if I want the cycle to continue, then I have to give back. And then, that's how things should work, right? And then I said, what do I know that I can share with others? And I knew R. I was using R back then. But I didn't want to have like a general R group because one thing that I noticed here is there was no diversity at all at these meetups. They were pretty, not diverse. Let's talk about that. So I would be on my side, like on the corner, not asking questions, not sure, like afraid, not very. The place was not very welcoming. So I said, why not a place where I could be myself, where I could feel welcome and, make other people welcome as well. So that's how Our Ladies was born. So that's the story.
Well, that's a great story, and it's an interesting opportunity that you gave a lot of other people that might have experienced the same thing you did. You made an interesting observation about programming in general and the English language. What was that?
Yeah, so one thing that people don't notice if you are an English speaker is when you start programming, you have two things to learn if you are not an English speaker. You have to learn the language itself, the English, and then the programming language, right? So you have two new languages that you have to learn. And for me in particular, it was so hard because, I could not understand the help. If I go to the help page, it was all in English, and then I would go back and forth translating the documentation. All the tutorials were in English. Everything was in English. So I remember one day when I was learning Python, and then someone told me, I was having a hard time understanding one function, and then someone that speaks Portuguese told me, Gabriela, this function in Portuguese means this, and I'm like, wow, that's so, yeah, that was so like blind like, like I was like, whoa, that's amazing. Yeah, it makes totally sense. But like it took me like several weeks to understand one function because I could not get a sense of the meaning of that function. And once I was able to translate, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So I think it's a barrier for like countries and places and people who don't speak in English. Like you have to go through two steps, right? So yeah, so we don't realize how hard it is for a foreign to learn programming.
So what's the profile then for the typical Our Ladies member? Are they new to the industry, or are they just new to programming language?
It's all over. Like there is no like profile. We have people that are programmer that have been programming for several years, but they want to have this community, this space where they can learn and they can share and they can feel safe. So you have like the more like extreme, like let's say they are pro in our programming, or we have someone that is switching areas, right? So they are coming from a different area and they want to become a data scientist and they want to learn R. Or you have someone that is a student and want to figure out what is this data science stuff and what it's R. So there is no one profile. It's like there is a very big variation on the profiles.
What is your background in epidemiology helped you be a better data scientist?
Well, it gave me like different perspectives. So the beauty of data science is you don't have to go through one path to become a data scientist. The beauty is like it's a combination. So data science, we know if you are in this area in data science, we know that the most successful teams are the ones that are more diverse, not only like in like background, but diverse in culture and so on. But background for sure, that's what makes a data science team very successful and valuable. So being an epidemiologist, it gave me like critical thinking and also like things that I didn't know data scientists were doing were very related to epidemiologists. So it gave me like a more like applied sense of like how data science work, how you should read data, how you should think about data.
Gabriela de Queiroz, Senior Engineering and Data Science Manager at IBM and founder of Our Ladies. Gabriela, if somebody wants to connect with you and find out about your work at IBM or Our Ladies or AI Inclusive, any number of those projects, how can they do that?
Yeah, the best way is to go to my website. So it's k-roz.com. So there you can find all the information like email, like my work at IBM, the open source projects, Our Ladies, AI Inclusive, and so on. And I love to connect with people. So please go to my website and find a way to connect with me and share your story and let's connect.
Sounds good. Thanks again, Gabriela. And if you guys want to find more of my interviews, you can do that right here or go to tonyahall.net. Thanks for watching.